Hey, it's Jason from Fraser Valley Rose Farm, and I want to show you how I'm using QR codes printed on cards like these to give my customers, visitors to my farm, direct access to looking at details about the plants that I sell and my inventory just after they see them in the field here displayed. Now, for this all to work, you have to play a game of make-believe with me because it looks rather drab and dull and brown and crispy out here after the winter, but in the spring, if you were a customer walking through here, you've got to imagine that all of these roses in the field are in bloom and luscious and inspiring people to want to make purchases. Now, if they walked up on this one here, the normal tag that I have on here just says Roberta Bondar, Climber. That's all it says. But once I add one of these QR codes, the customer can pull out their smartphone, scan the QR code, and it will bring the customer directly to the page on my website where I give additional information about that rose and also give them the information about whether the item is in stock. Now, of course, I'm going to bring up the screen here so you can see that it has a picture, a brief description of the rose. If they click over here to additional details, it will actually tell them more things about the rose, its height, its fragrance, its special uses, all of that. So it gives them lots of information about the rose, but most importantly, instead of that customer having to go back to the front of the yard here and find me and say, hey, I found a rose out in the field that I really like, do you have it in stock? Instead of having to have that conversation a dozen times a day with a customer, they can scan right through to the part that says either that, yes, this is in stock, go to the greenhouse and look for it, or they can go to the part where it says, no, I'm sorry, this is out of stock, would you like to place a back order? So for me, this is a giant time-saving device and a way to really offer convenience to customers, and it's as simple as printing this on one of the same pot tags that I showed you before that I'm putting on the sides of my pots. It's just a durable Avery tag, but I'm putting it onto these little metal cards that I found on Amazon. I'll put a link to that as well. These cards are just normally what people would use for engraving business cards or something like that. So I found them a cheap way to mount the sticker on here so that I can attach it with adhesive to the tire that I'm marketing these in. The plan right now is to get one of these QR codes on every plant around the yard, whether I intend to have it for sale or not. It's just going to save me so many questions. And honestly, it's not that I mind interacting with customers, it's just I want to give them the ability to answer their own questions as much as possible. I'm hoping we get a little bit busy. So that's why during this downtime, during the winter season, I'm spending a lot of my time formatting things like this, but also the picture cards that I'll be able to post with the plants that are for sale in the greenhouses. All of that kind of pictures and signage and anything that can tell a customer the answer to a question without me having to do it personally, it just makes them more independent and makes the business more efficient. And then if they need additional help after that, of course, I'll be there to do that. So that's all I had to say today. I hope you found the tip around the QR codes interesting, and if you have any questions, please drop those down below in the comments of the video.